All right, all right, all right. It is now 1 o'clock on this lovely Friday. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. I am your host. I am Shyla D, coming to you with some credit tea in this episode of the Lunch and Learn. So, how is your guys' July? How has the learning been? Just to give you a little bit of recap of everything that we've gone through for the different lunch and learns. So, beginning of the month, we actually went over the new medical laws, how to hold the bureaus accountable, um, why lenders and credit repair specialists they have certain different aspects when it comes to a credit repair process. We've also went over the 10 steps in the home buying process as well, expenses or things that you would possibly need to budget. We also had questions that you need to ask a realtor and how to actually read your credit reports. Okay. So that's just from the lunch and learns. And then here this past week, we launched the $99 promo. Just to let you guys know that promotion will end on July 31st at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. Um, when that promotion will end, if you are in the Credit Healing Secrets group, that's how you can actually obtain that $99 promotion. But then I also want to make a quick announcement before I actually went into the next presentation. So most of you guys know that I do classes on credit repair. Well, I'm going to host a virtual credit repair class in August, depending on how busy the schedule and everything is with us moving everything back home and everything. I might do two. However, I will let you know that we are doing and I know I'm crazy for this because I never do anything this low, but like I've said before, I just really want to give back to you guys. It's back to school. Everybody's already spending so much on their kids and everything else. So, having said that, this DIY class is only going to be $20. I have to say it with my eyes closed. But this DIY credit repair class is only going to be $20. And I will provide you with the DIY class link here in just a second. In fact, let me go ahead and just put it here in the comments real quick. Just to make sure that you guys have it for later. All right. If it allows it. I don't think it's allowing it. I'll post it in just a second. But yes, DIY credit repair class. It will be about a 90-minute class that we will pretty much just go hard in the paint when it comes to a credit repair process for beginners. I'm going to teach you a lot of things quick, fast, and in a hurry. I won't say quick, fast, in a hurry. Like I said, in 90 minutes of how you can start and get through your credit repair process. Okay? Again, it is only $20. I have to say with my eyes closed. If you want, at the time that you actually book and secure your seat, because seating is available, your spot, there's only 100 spots available. So it's first come, first serve. If you would like and you want to go ahead and pre-purchase the recorded class, it's just an additional $27. Okay? So you can just do the $20 and just show up to the class. Again, it will actually be, what is the date that I have for that? Saturday, August 13th at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay? Saturday, August 13th at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. There's only 100 seats available for this DIY credit repair class. Okay? I'm sorry, I'm so tired. We've been moving, doing so much stuff. I've been getting a lot of things together in my mind, and everything is just already gone. So charge it to my head, not my heart, just because I'm tired. Okay. Last but not least, get ready because I'm actually about to announce something I'm thinking about doing a boot camp. So we're putting this together. The team and I are putting this together, and I'm not going to give you full details right now. However, I need you to go ahead and keep tuned in. So join My Credit Healer across all social medias. Subscribe to My Credit Healer on YouTube, and if you haven't already done so, join the Credit Healing Secrets group, because that is probably where I will launch it first. They will get the announcement. Everybody in the Credit Healing Secrets group, our free Facebook community, gets the announcements before the public does. So again, a boot camp is coming. You just got to stay tuned for that information. All right? All right, so let's go ahead and get into the class today, the lunch and learn today. So let me share my screen. As you guys know, I love me some Canva. This presentation will be available in the Credit Healing Secrets group later on this evening. All right, so this is the home buyers prep guide. So we are going to be preparing your credit for home buying in this guide. So step one, you need to, of course, find out where your credit needs to be. So you can do a few things, and I highly recommend this altogether. One, you can get access to your free credit reports once a year from each bureau by going to annualcreditreport.com. Right now, because of COVID, and right now they have only updated until December of the end of this year, they're going to be providing this weekly for you. So again, you will have access to your credit reports, not your scores, through annualcreditreport.com. Then you want to pay attention to your middle FICO score should you pull your FICO scores. Okay? And I'm going to explain where you can get those in a second, as you can see at the bottom of the screen. But you need to pay attention to the middle FICO score. Told you guys, I'm charged to my head and I'm hard. Your middle FICO score should determine your amount of interest that you should pay on your mortgage, including any type of loans, because your type of loan could also determine that as well. Then you also want to prep and plan yourself before you actually go into the buying process. So I highly recommend that you fix your credit, look at it at least 6 to 12 months before you start the home buying process. Okay? So step 2, you need to know about your FICO 2, 4, and 5 scores. Your FICO 2, 4, and 5 scores. So Experian 2, TransUnion 4, Equifax 5. These are your mortgage credit scores. You can obtain those mortgage credit scores at myfico.com. They are going to charge anywhere between $20 to $40 a month, depending on if you get one bureau or 3. I highly recommend that you get the $39.95 plan, because that's going to give you all 3 bureaus, your full credit reports, and the scores across the board. They are going to give you not only your mortgage scores, but they'll give you auto scores, bank scores, and things of that sort. And then, for the best interest rate available, you should have at least a FICO score of 760 and above for the best interest rate available. Okay? But again, it's not always about the scores, it's also about the healthy credit file, because I have actually seen someone with a 7, I want to say it was like a 718, 719, and they got denied because the credit file was not where it needed to be. So please pay attention. Again, it's great. Yes, the lenders do actually look at the scores. Yes, they can approve you even for a 580, but understand, with the lower the score, the higher the interest rate. The higher the score, the lower the interest rate. Get it? Now 3. I need you to properly manage any assets that you may have. And I'm talking about your checking, savings, 401ks, anything that shows that you some type of income. So you want to make sure in any type of an account that you have immediate access to that you never go overdrawn in these accounts. Okay? Because it will look, I don't like to say horrible, but I'm gonna say horrible because I've been on the banking end. It looks horrible to lenders when you can't properly manage your money. Okay. One time, oops. Okay, we and they understand. I say we because I used to help with home equity line of credits and be an MLO back when I was in Missouri. But it was very hard because I could actually see, especially if you're going to your own bank, I could actually see how many times you were overdrawn within the past 2 years. I can see how many fees were refunded because it tells you NSF fees, overdraft fees, all of that. So you could possibly look irresponsible if you don't properly manage your checking, savings, and those type of accounts. Okay, they want to make sure that you are going to be able to pay your mortgage without going into the red. All right, now you want to analyze your debt. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this, and I want you to really stick with me here, okay? So debt consolidation, not debt consolidators. They are two separate things, okay? Debt consolidators are completely different than you consolidating your debt. So you can actually do a debt consolidation by taking out some type of loan to pay off several debts in a complete service. That way you can possibly lower your interest rates. That's definitely the goal here, right? And make one payment instead of a multiple payments. So if you have several accounts that have interest rates of 16, 22, you have three, whatever the case may be, if you have a 3% interest rate on an account, I highly recommend you don't put it into the debt consolidation. But those double digit interest rates that you have on credit cards and things like that, you can definitely try to get you some type of loan, personal or whatever the case may be, even with a home equity line of credit, lower interest rate, and negotiate that out. Now, the difference between a debt consolidation and a debt consolidators, it has been known that debt consolidators, what they do is, and this is not all of them, but this is a good chunk of them. Debt consolidators, they will actually say, hey, we're going to consolidate your information. We're just going to have you sign this power of attorney, and we're going to try to settle these debts for you. So what they do is they don't pay all of your accounts. They don't even keep up the monthly payments, and they keep trying to negotiate going back and forth with your creditors. Meanwhile, it could hurt your credit because they're not making payments. Your utilization, or if the account closed, the utilization is probably now going sky high because now you have late fees, overdraft fees, and now it's racking up all these fees, interest, just for them to negotiate back to where you were. So definitely do your due diligence when you do research on that. And then your income stability. Lenders want to see that you got your money, right? They want to see that you are getting paid, that it's going to be stable, not jumping back and forth between employer here, employer there every 6 months. That's not showing any type of stability, okay? Even though you can provide, you want to provide, you will have to provide 2 years worth of wages, right? Or tax returns. Usually, to prove the wages, they'll just ask you for your tax returns. If you don't have tax returns, they're going to be like, okay, well, we just need the last 2 years of your check stubs. That has happened before. Okay? So, again, jumping around employer to employer can potentially hurt you and your chances. I need you to also determine your markets. This is step 4. So this is really going to depend on your realtor and your relationship and the mortgage loan officer once you get the pre-approval, things of that sort. So you want to find out what type of loans are succeeding and if you qualify for them. Okay? Which type of loans are succeeding, especially for the area that you're going to be in. Definitely research your market, research the lenders before you have them actually pull your credit. Ask them, can they do a soft pull, something that's not going to actually pull a hard pull and hurt and ding your credit. Because that hard pull is going to show anybody else, if you decide to go somewhere else, that you've already been shopping around for a lot of different through the other lenders. Okay. Then you want to ask your realtors to show you their market research. So this is going to be your how many homes are available versus how many homes are closing. Because there can be a slew of homes that are available, but how many of them are really closing? So that can tell you either what type of neighborhood it is, what kind of realtors, what they're doing. I'm not going to get too far in detail, but you definitely want to ask your realtor this question here, okay? Then you want to start saving towards your closing costs and your earnest money. Because, like I've said before, if you watched any of the previous lunch and learns this month, there are certain expenses that you really want to actually budget for, because they could actually range anywhere between $500 to $3,000. It all depends on, again, your market. And then, of course, if you haven't already done so, I need you to go ahead and get you an emergency savings. An emergency savings means that you're going to save anywhere between 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. So as soon as you probably get that layout from the lender, because you got the pre-approval, and they're like, hey, your monthly payments, depending on this pre-approval, could be about this. I need you to go ahead and start budgeting and figuring out what those expenses are possibly going to be each month. Okay. And then also setting up a home maintenance fund, because you never know when that HVAC or that air conditioning is going to go out. You don't know where it's going to start leaking. You don't know if it's going to start leaking on your roof, creating some type of cracks. You don't know none of that, right? You don't know if the gas stove's going to go out. Anything and everything could happen. And then, of course, if you haven't already started your down payment research, there are all kinds of programs out there for down payment assistance. It's up to you. Just check with your local market of what those are, but find out what type of down payments are succeeding in your area and for the types of loan that you have, whether it be FHA, a conventional loan, VA, whatever the case may be. And of course, my personal favorite, of course, prioritize your credit health. Because again, we are about the credit health, not necessarily about the scores. The scores are important, but your health is the most important, okay? So, number one, make sure all of your payments are on time, okay? That is the most critical, because if you haven't heard me teach before, I'm going to tell you again right now that 35% of your payment history for FICO scores is 192.5 points. So depending on, even one missed payment can drop your scores anywhere up to 192.5 points. So you want to stay on top of looking at your bills, setting a day every week that you're looking at your bills, making sure that you're not really either overspending on credit cards, or making sure that you're I'm saying this because this was me, right? I realized I was overspending. So I'm talking to you not only from a credit specialist, but from a home buyer's point of view, because I was heavy with the swiping. I had to tell myself swipe or no swiping, right? For y'all, those of y'all that have kids and know what Dora the Explorer is. But you want to definitely put your payments on auto pay, especially during this process. That way you lessen the chance of you having any missed late payments. Don't I mean, and even if you set it up with your bank, I highly recommend that you go into each individual actual account and set up an auto payment, so those payments automatically go on your payday, and then they actually draft. If you set them up with your bank, know that your bank could take anywhere between 5 to 7 business days before they apply it to those creditors. Okay, so please be aware. Now, no new credit cards, no large purchases. Like I said, I had a problem with swipe or not swiping, but mine was more smaller swipes. I wouldn't do no large purchases. I knew better. But you definitely don't want to get a vehicle or any other loans during this process. That actually hurts your debt to income ratio. Any new credit cards, all of that, it hurts your debt to income ratio, especially getting a brand new car. Can you do it? Some lenders probably will, but I'm going to go ahead and put this in the pen right now, they're going to be like, well, you just got a car. Can you really afford a house? They're going to have to do all this calculation. Like I said, that puts your your debt to income ratio sky high. Wait until that, if you can, wait until after you purchase your home, closing goes through, and things of that sort, right? So here in the notes it says for up to 2 years, open up any new credit card will require hard pulls, which they do. Therefore, it impacts your scores negatively. You never really want to have any more between 1 to 2 inquiries, hard pulls per bureau. Okay? No more than 1 to 2 per bureau. Last but not least, keep your debt utilization low. So this is going to go for those credit cards, because they can get a lot of people in trouble, right? So what you want to do, it is recommended that you actually keep your credit card utilization down under 30%. So if you have a if you have a $1,000 limit on a credit card, 30% of that $1,000 is going to be $300. You don't want to go over $300. However, lenders like to see, which I've gotten from multiple lenders, they like to see you really between the 7 to 10% ratio. And it was actually advised by someone at FICO when I actually went to credit conference. They said that you actually get more points when your credit card utilization is actually between that 5 to 10% ratio for credit card utilization. So, mortgage lender says, hey, we would prefer to see 7 to 10%, but overall, they will go ahead and take you if you are, don't go over 30%. Let's just say that, okay? Because you go over 30%, you're going to be losing points. All right, you don't want to max out those credit cards. Just try to keep them low as possible. And then here at the end, I actually showed you 30% of your FICO scores is considered off of your utilization, which is 165 points. Last but not least, and what a lot of people don't like to hear, but you gotta stay with it. Stick with the program. You need to stay positive. You need to stay patient as much as possible. Do the work that it takes to make your credit profile as healthy as you can. That way that these lenders can see, and you can show these lenders that you are a trustworthy buyer. Okay, you want to be able to lock in the best interest rates that you have available and just prepare yourself for any type of market, because what you don't want to go do is go into a house poor, especially not within the first few years of you having a house. What I don't like to see is where clients, they bought a house one time and here they are already a year later, I can't afford the house. So these are steps that you actually want to take to help prepare yourself in your personal finances. So you need to definitely, one, create a budget habit, but then also create a spending habit as well. And again, just be patient, stay positive. It's going to work out for the good and for the better, because as long as you are doing your due diligence and you're helping yourself and you're sticking to the process, there's nothing more you can ask for. Just wait for them to drop them keys in your hand. Here is the page. If you have any questions, you can definitely book your consultation. Of course, again, my name is Shyla Healy, President and CEO of My Credit Healer, co-founder of Healy Enterprises. You can email us for information at service@mycredithealer.com, or you can definitely just book your consultation at the link here is shylahealy.as.me. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. I hope this information was good for you. Again, if you are in the Credit Healing Secrets group, this presentation and the hyperlinks will be downloaded as a PDF later on this afternoon. So that is my time. If you need anything else, again, go ahead and reach out to us. Again, like, love, share, subscribe to My Credit Healer across all social medias. And then if you haven't already done so, go ahead and join our free Facebook community called Credit Healing Secrets. That is my time. It's time for me to get out here. Um, nope. I think I had one more thing. In the middle of the move, phone lines will still be open because my assistant will be answering questions still. So even though I'm busy, know somebody's still here to help you out. All right, love you guys.